have your report?
I do have one.
Yes, sir.
On the outstanding for Comcast, do we know a reason why it was placed on hold? Mr. Simmons?
Mr. Simmons? Well, they didn't say it. They just sent an email saying that, they are putting that on hold, and they didn't give any reasons. I believe it's something that that's known to them. I'm not sure why they put it on hold, but I can find out in the next.
As we understood it to begin with, that it was a huge undertaking to actually get all of the units addressed, and as I understand, Comcast addressed it in a phased project approach, and so that may be a reason why they decided to pick back up with it in September or after September 21, 2015. Do you know as of today where they are?
As of today, no. There's still no update.
Okay,
right.
So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll get a little bit more information of exactly why the September 21st, 2015 date was called out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions, comments? If not, thank you. And our next agenda item is the report from the Community Television of Prince George's.
Okay.
I don't have any changes to the report. It stands as submitted.
Okay.
For the benefit of filling you in, we submit a monthly report that gives the status of our programming hours, both on Verizon and Comcast, as well as our intern and volunteer hours, and the number of individuals that we train for studio production.
And are you the person who would normally give this
Yes.
report?
Yes.
Your name, I'm sorry.
Diane Williams. I'm sorry, forgive me for not standing here.
That's okay.
back
No
today.
problem. Thank you. Any questions or comments on the report from the Community Television of Prince George's?
As you stated, my name is Alfonso Kirksey. I reside in Brandywine area. Last year, I'm here as a result of a complaint that I filed. I contacted Comcast to come out and give me an estimate as to how much it would cost to bring service to my residence, and I was quoted a price of $1,500, and so I made note of it and to set the funds aside to have the project underway in the near future. And it was recently that I found out that my next door neighbor assumed service from Comcast, and so I figured that the price would have probably went down some, and I was going to go ahead and move forward with the project. And after contacting Comcast again, they came back out. They sent someone back out, and they quoted me a price of $10,000, and their contribution will be $3,000, and my contribution will be $6,000. And so with that, I couldn't understand what the huge price hike would where it stemmed from. And also, I wanted to find out what the I guess the franchise agreement is for Brandywine. Brandywine. I have. It was just such short notice of me finding out when this meeting was held. I just found out yesterday, and in my community, on my street, there's about 25 residents, and we all have been trying to get Comcast to provide a service out there, and but it's been really, all they would do is give each one of us, separate quotes, so I didn't know if there was a stipulation as far as how many residents in a certain proximity or radius or what, and that's what I'm also trying to find out. But what it seems like, they just want to charge each and every individual property, in order to bring the service. So I'm just trying to get some resolution.
Okay. Help me understand a little bit better the type of service that you were.
Cable television.
You into a home?
Into a home, yes, sir.
And these price differences were all homes?
Yes, so, yes. Right now, originally, the cable, what do they call that? The station, the substation, or where it's located at, was approximately, you say, 500 feet from my residence. My next door neighbor, he brought the service, I say, 300-400 feet closer, so from where it was, further from where it was. So this is the only residence that was between the substation and my property. So they brought the service that much closer. So it's only from my next door neighbor now to my house, which I would say, I don't know, maybe 500 to 1,000 feet from their property to my property. And like I said, the price went up drastically. And when contacting them, they told me that, it was a mistake. And it was a mistake that was made the first time. And then I asked them, well, what do we have to say that it wasn't a mistake this second time around? And then they said, well, we're going to look into the matter, and why didn't you get it then when we got the original code? Well, I said that I didn't, think that the price, it was like buying a barrel of oil, gas prices would, that how they go up, based on the price of a barrel of oil. It was like a Black Friday special, so he said, well, I totally understand, and he was going to look into it, but I just keep getting run around. I went from someone named Becky in the construction department to someone in the public relations department to another person in the public relations department, and I'm not getting any resolution.
How long has this been going on?
Well, totally about 1 year and 3 months.
When is the last time you had contact?
Today.
Today?
Yeah.
And the same story?
Same thing. I'm going to get back with you. We'll see what we. Yes, he was the latest one. That's
Right.
today. And the Eugene Bennett as well, and Corey, and Becky Baker. Yeah.
So I guess the procedure is that we will look into this and be able to get back to you. Can I have your last name again, please?
KIRKSEY.
Right, and so what we've done thus far is open up a ticket and escalate that to Comcast to actually have them, from our standpoint, review what has already taken place and then provide, periodic feedback. And they're really good at providing the feedback, and we'll, stay in constant communication to make sure that we have and can provide an update. But then some of your questions we actually can answer for you in terms of what the franchise agreement reads and what the density requirements are. So that's something that we can provide to you right away. You don't have to wait for any communication back from Comcast as far as that's concerned. So we have his contact information.
Right, yeah.
Right, so I'll actually call out certain sections in the franchise agreement and answer those questions. And what I have thus far is you wanted to know what the density requirements were, and you wanted to know what the franchise agreement states as far as extended service specifically to Brandywine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there such thing as a typical response time when we have this kind of a situation where the commission asks for an update?
Well, it's situational, honestly. So, sometimes if it's a billing issue, they respond back fairly quickly. This is somewhat of a different issue because we're talking about extending the service, and so it will heavily depend upon the language that's in the franchise agreement. And so, it's kind of two-part. I need to look back and actually tell you what we are supposed to receive in terms of service extension to Brandywine, and then my guess is Comcast is going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be looking at the franchise agreement and actually seeing what they are responsible for and what they're liable for. And so, together we'll come and we'll find out exactly if there is money that needs to be paid in order to extend the service. We'll find out what that is. I like to say that typically Comcast is really good, once we get it into the hands of the escalation team in terms of the response. Sometimes emails fly back and forth 2 to 3 times a day on one particular issue. So, but we don't let it go too long before we just reach out and actually ask, do you have an update on this particular complaint?
Okay, thank you.
You look like you had a question.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get clarification. When you say the density requirements, are you referring to the language in the agreement, or are you referring to as far as the volume of residents that's
Right. So the franchise agreement actually calls out what the density requirements has to be in a residential area before our telecom provider has to go out and extend service into that area. Now, the other part of that is, if you fall into an extended service area, then there's a time stipulation that's also outlined in the franchise agreement that says how long that telecom provider has to extend or build out into that particular area.
okay? Because there's been service, like I said, right there for years, and like it was just such short notice. And if I would have had more time, I would have gotten a petition from, it's a rural area, but it's been a lot of custom homes that have been built in these areas. So there's over 20, 25, 30 houses just on the street. We all, getting together, trying to figure out. We even considered collectively finding out how much it would cost and splitting the cost amongst the residents, just to get it. But it's not. There's only service that's provided out there is satellite, and
Right.
so there's no internet service out there, So and it's very, very costly, to get the air cards and to do business or whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful, and I'm being really positive about what can be done, because similar situations have taken place in other rural parts of Prince George's County where we have been able to successfully work with Comcast about extending service out. But just for your understanding, the density requirements that is in the franchise agreement is 20 homes per square mile, and so like I said, I'll pull out that section and make sure it's 20 homes per square mile, maybe from the substation or exactly what that says. But I do know that it's 20 homes.
I kind of figured that's what it was. It wasn't just a lucky guess. I've been looking into it
Okay.
for some time now, and we do fall into that bracket, so I just can't understand why. It's not like after we get the service that it's free, they're going to benefit from it, for the years to come. So I just can't understand it. Understand it outside of them just trying to get the upfront money from each individual resident, and that's like gouging.
Well, we appreciate you bringing the matter to our attention, and we will get back in touch with you.
Thank you very
as we can.
Thank you for coming.
There's also the Comcast rep that he can talk to that's present here.
Is present,
Okay.
that was the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Comcast rep is present.
Right behind
Right
you.
behind
Right behind you,
Would
right.
you like to,
So, right. So concluding,
Are there any other public comment?
No,
Questions?
let's go back to the
Okay. Then, next on the agenda is the representative from Comcast, if you would.
I do not have a report. I'm Carmen Walker Brown, and I know I didn't get here in time to say hello and meet you, but I will do that afterwards. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. And the representative from Verizon.
Yes, I'm Karen Handy, and I have no report.
Thank you. Any questions for either Comcast or Verizon? Comments from commissioners, next item on the agenda.
No, it's just good to see everybody and know that we're doing our jobs.
Okay.
Do have a very quick question, because the next thing is the next meeting on the 25th of November. That would actually be Thanksgiving Eve. Are we actually going to be meeting that night?
Okay.
no.
Okay. I was hoping not.
And you know what, and I apologize, I didn't notice that as well. And we normally move it the week before if that, is okay with the commissioners. Yeah. Is that going to be Okay.
Other comments from commissioners? No? Okay. If you haven't picked it up already, this is my first meeting. And again, I'm Tom McLeod, and I'll be serving as chair. And I appreciate the opportunity to have this opportunity to input and support the citizens of Prince George's County. Staff has been excellent thus far, and I'm looking forward to a good working relationship with staff as well as with my colleagues on the commission. But for the issue of the next meeting, is there anything else? I'm making what I call an open call with respect to comments or questions by anyone present. If not, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Move the second, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much for coming.